Raportör heyeti Sayın Göksel Yılmaz, Sayın Cafer Okay, Sayın Sertaç Demirezek. Ladies and gentlemen, have a nice day. Good morning. Dördüncü oturumumuzu açıyorum. Suyun ve yeşilin tükendiği bir gezegende yaşamak isimli oturumumuzu açacaktık. Başlamadan önce hepinizi Marmara Grubu Vakfı yönetimi adına saygıyla selamlıyorum. Lütfen yerlerimizi alalım. Please take the place. İlk konuşmalarını yapmak üzere Slovenya eski Cumhurbaşkanı Sayın Danilo Türk'ü kürsüye davet ediyorum. I invite His Excellency Danilo Türk, former President of the Slovenia.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our new guests, our new participants who have generated a great deal of excitement among photographers. Makes the opening of this session on water even more lively than would otherwise be the case. My name is Danilo Türk. I'm former president of Slovenia, but perhaps it's more relevant for the theme that we are discussing today and for my remarks to explain that I worked several years ago as the chairman of the global high-level panel on water and peace, which was a panel of political leaders and experts who were working on the question of where does the global water situation going and what kind of policies should be recommended. Now today we gather to discuss a fundamental issue of human existence, the issue of water. Now this is a very serious issue, that is why I prepared my remarks in writing, and they will be available through the secretariat of the conference. Anybody who would like to look into more detail will find them in writing. And I'm saying this because we are, I believe, all aware that the world is moving through a slow-moving global water crisis. As the international analysts warn us, there are 2 to 3 billion people worldwide who experience water shortages already. Now these shortages will worsen in the coming decades, especially in the cities with the growing urbanization. Around 26% of the world population do not have safe drinking water. The urban population is facing water scarcity, and it is projected to reach the level of 2.4 billion by 2050. Now there is a need to establish a better international mechanism to prevent the ongoing global water crisis to spiral out of control. The key to the necessary solutions is the improvement of international water cooperation. This proposition is based on the basic fact that the global reserves of fresh water, with 60% of global freshwater resources, are shared across borders. 60% of all fresh water is in the cross-border water basins. Transboundary water cooperation, therefore, is essential to ensure equitable and resilient outcomes for people and nature, and yes, for international peace and security as well, because water issues have a tendency to feed into the tensions and conflict and then become an important part of the conflictual situations themselves. Now, we are meeting today in Istanbul, Turkey, a country with important reserves of fresh water and a country which has significant experience in transboundary water cooperation. Let me just mention that the neighboring countries, especially Syria and Iraq, are dependent on water coming from Turkey. Moreover, our host country is positioned as an upper riparian country for major water flows in the Middle East, traditionally water-scarce region of the world. Therefore, we have a unique opportunity to discuss water issues with the necessary sensitivity to practical questions of water supplies and preservation, and with the understanding of the global importance of the problem. Let me therefore address the problem of water as a matter of international cooperation and refer to the global dimensions of water cooperation. And in doing so, I shall concentrate on 4 key issues and propose the way forward. The first issue: international water cooperation is intrinsically linked to peace. This is not new. In many major peace treaties, ever since the Peace of Westphalia in 1648, transboundary water cooperation figures prominently as a fundamental feature of construction of peace. Now, this will be the case in the future as well. Water clauses will have to be part of peace agreements. It does not take much to imagine the importance of water in the search for peace after the ending of armed conflicts in Ukraine and in the Middle East. Peace clauses will have to include water clauses. However, the theme of peace is not limited only to the ending of the ongoing wars. Water cooperation is a significant instrument of prevention of future armed conflicts and must be nurtured as such. Peace is more than mere absence of war. Peace is a structure of coexistence and cooperation that has to serve the benefit of the peoples concerned. Now, water management and water cooperation are important ingredients of stability and peace, of any peace. Political leaders who are seriously considering the future of peace in the region of wider Middle East must be fully aware of this and must develop appropriate instruments for this purpose, including effective and technically sophisticated mechanisms of transboundary water cooperation. Now, this is my first point. The second point is this: the current trends of deterioration of ecosystems are a matter of serious concern globally. However, these trends are insufficiently recognized in the general public and among the political decision makers. This situation requires action to reverse the ongoing processes of deterioration of ecosystems. Strengthening of the observational systems, data sharing, and early warning capacities are critical. And then the present levels of investment in ecosystem protection, restoration of hydrological monitoring, and other measures like this are not adequate at present. There is a strong need to elevate water security within international cooperation platforms. Water considerations must be better integrated into global environmental governance. And this is particularly important because the hydrological systems link outcomes across climate, biodiversity, land degradation, disaster risks, and sustainable development agendas more generally. So water is at the center of all these agendas, and therefore any concern about ecosystems has to include mechanisms for their preservation or restoration if the world is to have peaceful and prosperous future. All concerned people have good reasons to voice critical opinions and to encourage policymakers to devote their political energy and material resources to addressing the ongoing deterioration